Hi, lovely friends. Chris and welcome back to another video. This is another question for Lacey. And the name of this video is the murder of Junko furuta. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm terrible with names. Let's check it out. I'm going to get it because it's not right
often perceived as being totally innocent, even when they commit considered cruel. In which cases they are often excused with charge of misunderstanding or being naive, and their acts being totally unintentional. When they commit acts that even use excuses or take guns to defend, often they blame their parents, their authority figures, and society itself for not protecting them or raising them
God,
better.
is it that bad?
In the case of the murder of Junko Furuta, the description of her treatment and torture
I was right. It's her name right.
long fascination around her story, and the murders who all but got away with it. Many blame the United States culture of violence for fostering sadistic tendencies. Very little blame is placed on
Hold on, guys. So y'all. To me, you're actually complaining because you can't hear my TV because of the heater or the AC.
Junko Furuta was a 17-year-old high school senior who was well-liked and socially active. She avoided smoking and drinking and worked part-time to fund a graduation trip, after which she would have begun work as an electronics retailer. On November 25, 1988, Hiroshi Murano and Shinji Minato kidnapped her on the way home from work. Hiroshi Murano, despite being a minor, was already associated with the Yakuza, and he asked Junko out prior to the kidnapping. One of the reasons she made her the target was because she had refused his advances. The two were joined by two of Murano's other friends, Joe Agura and Yasushi Watanabe. Agura suggested keeping her captive, leading to her being held captive for 44 days.
Jesus Christ!
Junko's family and personal safety,
that
and with the knowledge of their associations with the Yakuza, she was forced to contact her family. By forcing her to lie and say that she had run away, the group diminished the possibility of a manhunt. Even with her parents unaware of her distress, others were aware of her treatment and captivity. After being taken to a house owned by Shinji Minato's parents, she was forced to pretend to be his girlfriend in front of them. Although aware that she was not there of her own free will, they claimed to be too scared to report their sons to police. Junko Furuta was held for 44 days. During her captivity, the four tortured and raped her in a series of horrible ways.
Oh, jeez.
They shaved her pubic hair, forced her to dance to music while naked and masturbate in front of them, and left her on the balcony.
It's that bad. Oh my god.
In the middle of the night in winter with little clothing. Because of their connections to the Yakuza, it is estimated that other men were invited to use her, with over 100 men raping her over 500 times. They inserted objects into her vagina and anus, including a lit match, a metal rod, and a bottle, and force-fed her with large amounts of alcohol, milk, and water.
Oh my Jesus Christ, man.
Cigarettes at once and inhaled heat thinner. They favored using fire to torture her and repeatedly burned her with lighter fluid. She became so malnourished due to the diet of milk, and due to her severe injuries, she became unable to go to the toilet on her own, and became confined to the floor of Miyano's room. In one incident, Miyano repeatedly burned Furuda's legs and arms with lighter fluid. Her body was altered due to brutality, and after becoming crippled, the boys lost interest in her sexually.
That is demented as hell.
Woman, who, similarly to Furuta, was on her way home from work. The night of Furuda's death, Miyano lost the game of mahjong and decided to take his anger out on her. The group kicked and punched her, ignited a candle, and dripped hot wax on her face, placed two short candles on her eyes, and forced her to drink her own urine. Soon after,
that
she fell onto
is
collapsed.
It's beyond disturbing for sure.
The boys continued to assault her, after wrapping their hands in plastic bags to avoid getting the blood and pus on their hands.
Oh my god.
They continued to beat her and dropped an iron exercise ball into her stomach multiple times.
What?
They poured lighter fluid onto her thighs, arms, face, and stomach and set her on fire once again, which she attempted to put out until she eventually became unresponsive. At the end of this 2-hour attack, she died. Less than a day after her death, Miyano's brother called to tell him that she was dead. The group locked her body
fucking disgusting people out there, man.
And filled it with concrete. They disposed of it in a cement truck in Tokyo. The boys thought he would have gotten away with the murder except for a mistake made by Miyano. On the 23rd of January 1989, Miyano and Agura were arrested for the gang rape of a 19-year-old girl whom they had kidnapped in December. On the 29th of March, 2 police officers came to interrogate them as women's underwear were found at their addresses. During the interrogation, Miyano believed that one of the officers was aware of his culpability in Furuda's murder, and thinking that Agura had confessed, he told the police where to find her body. The police hadn't expected this, as a manhunt had never been called for Junko and Furuta, and the case that they were interrogating them for still remains unsolved today. However, the police found Virginia Furuda's body the following day, and she was identified for their fingerprints. Joe Agura, Minato, and Minato's brother were arrested, as well as several other accomplices who participated in Furuda's abuse, such as Tetsuo Nakamura and Koichi Ehara, who were charged with rape after their DNA was found on and inside the victim's body. The first who did this crime were all minors, and because of their age, their identities were sealed, and they were only able to receive a maximum 20-year sentence, which is
20
the highest
years?
one received before becoming a life sentence.
That's bullshit.
Miyano received
They deserve
17
life
years
or
sentence.
execution.
Minato received 5 to 9 years.
Execution,
Watanabe
actually, not
received
life.
5
They
to
don't deserve to
7.
be fucking alive.
Despite the depravity of the crimes, each boy involved has since been released. This is due to the main goal of Japan's juvenile law system being to rehabilitate and support juvenile delinquents.
It's more fucked up than the other true crime too. What is that? That TikTok's girl Snow, or the hell her name was?
Without justice being served. In a case of petty crime like theft or drug use, the second chance to help a person get into the straight and narrow. But in cases like these, it leaves the public at risk for further attacks.
So you can trust
Many
everyone you
of these
see on this fucking
commit
planet.
violent offenses, and they are all still alive today. Junko Furuda's case shook the country, but ultimately changed nothing.
It's
At the time,
disgusting.
the case brought up public concern about the U.S.'s violence disease, which they claimed to influence the rising rates of crime in Japan and other non-Western countries. This case led to a public interest, often still found in exploitation films and similar horror works. One of the most striking questions around the case is, who takes the blame for this crime? Why is the media so insistent on outsourcing the blame to America? It's true that American culture has glorified violence for years, but one can find a fair share of snuff films and digitally produced images in any part of the world. What's most disturbing about this case isn't necessarily the 4 boys who held Junko captive, but the many other people who knew and did nothing to stop it.
Yeah.
It was estimated that over 100 men raped her over 500 times.
That's
Why were they also not held
disgusting.
accountable? Why did they not see this horrible, disgusting thing happening and decide to step in? One explanation might be the broken pot mindset, wherein they saw her as damaged goods and therefore not
I hope they get like the worst punishment imaginable.
level of culpability. No matter how scared they were of their own son, they were adults. They knew how that poor girl was being treated and chose to stay silent. The police in action could have saved her. On the 4th day of her captivity, they came by the house but neglected to check the basement. This sort of mishandling is common in police around the world. The justice system itself failed Junko for neglecting to correct Minato's behavior before this crime and for not punishing them harshly enough afterwards, allowing them to continue to terrorize people for years afterwards. I found this case to be a surprising example of human stupidity. The kinds of things they did to her is something that I couldn't have ever come up with, even as an avid horror reader and writer. But the handling of the case is not at all.
What is the difference between a movie and real life like this?
Despite the term incel not being coined for decades after, the entitlement and manner in which they treated her is reminiscent of the tenets of that movement. This, dear viewer, is where we part. Let me know your thoughts on this case. Let me know what you think about the presentation of this video. This is my first time dabbling into true crime for a video, but from a psychological standpoint, I find the case to be utterly fascinating and completely horrifying. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.
After seeing that, Megan, I need to hold you for a minute. I do not like reacting to stuff like this, you guys. I don't like this kind of stuff, this true crime stuff. And some of it really creeps me out, so please be careful when you guys send me this next time. I know that the other one or two, the snow, whatever, that one was upsetting too, but ones like this really I don't like. I don't like rape. I don't like torture. In movies, yes. In real life, no. Yeah. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care, and peace out.